Haycock 45 here. Yes, you're looking at an evil AR-15, specifically a Windham weaponry Dissipator. You've seen it before. I hope you saw the first video. I'll link to it in the description. You better have seen it. If not, go look at it, please, because I went into depth. I watched part of it this morning. I mean, the guy doesn't know when to quit talking. I mean, I can't believe anybody watches his videos. He just went on and on about the history of Windham weaponry and Bushmaster, the relationship there, and what a Dissipator is with the long forearm, you know, and the long sight radius, but yet still a carbine length gas system. You know, he really talked like he knew what he was talking about. So you might want to watch that if you don't have a lot to do. So this is chapter 2. Just going to shoot the thing and enjoy it some, if you don't mind. Okay. Oh man, this is a nice one. As I talked about in the first video, I'd always wanted a Dissipator back in the 90s, and I just, I remember it being kind of expensive to buy the upper. I was teaching at the time, and yeah, I guess I don't need that, but I kind of wanted one. Buying the upper and everything, though, was going to be, gosh, I'm thinking even at that time it was $400 or $500 or something, you know, so I just never did get one. But I do now, and combined it with a Windham weaponry, and I like that. It's kind of an old school, obviously, old school AR-15, but that's okay. I'm kind of old school sometimes. So let's take a couple shots with it. You want to? Oh yeah, got the old school mag in it. Let's shoot an old school 2-liter. Yeah, there's another one. Orange for UT. And we might ought to smoke a little pot before we get too far afield here. Yeah. Let's pick that rest of that. There you go. Let's go over there and get a plate on the left. Red plate. Well, let's just work our way across. And over on the right, I just put that one up this morning. It'll probably fall down. Yeah, nice. How about the middle? All right, I love shooting steel. Boy. Some of the animals are AR-500, but best not punch them with this thing. They do a little damage because they're heavy and they don't give. Could get something back as it went down to the pedestal anyway, and probably not at that distance, but there's no need to shoot them. We've got the other hanging plates over there. And we've got, oh boy, what do we have here? Let's smoke some more pot. Wow, must depend on where you hit them. Doggy. You know what? I'm in the mood to just pull the trigger. Let's put a couple on this paper target. That's all I had left. 3. There's 3 a couple. I guess not. I notice in videos when I'm watching a video, sometimes it's hard for me to watch my own videos, of course, because you know, the guy's so ugly. But when I'm walking back to the table sometimes, it looks like I'm having a little trouble walking. It's because the ground is uneven here, if you've ever noticed that. And I'm usually ambling back and forth. And so, you know, we're talking about 2 different levels here. I'm on blacktop with 1 foot, and I'm in gravel with the other, and it's at a different level. So if I ever seem like like I've been drinking or something, that's what it is. Just thought I'd mention that. I thought of that this morning when I was trying to labor through this video, the first one, as I watched part of it, because it'd been a while, a couple of years since we fired this rifle, and it is a nice one. I don't think it's ever malfunctioned that I can recall, and you know, ARs typically do well. They just are pretty reliable. And keep them greased, keep them oiled, and you generally don't have issues with them. So again, this one is you know, it's a carbine length gas system, and so it's kind of a fake Dissipator, some people consider it, but it's the same configuration, and that's the main thing. So I went into the dwell time and where the gas ports are located and all that in the first video, which I'll link to in the description. If I forget, remind me. But it's just kind of neat. And it's interesting. I see when we bring out the A2, and I've got, I guess, 2 or 3 like this that are kind of old school with the carry handle and everything. People seem to kind of enjoy them because they are so different for a lot of people. Some of you that are younger, you sort of miss this era of AR-15s when, you know, the carry handle was standard, and the front sight, that type of gas block front sight, even though that was not a gas block. It's, you know, you sort of miss that, and maybe you didn't even like it. But and I was a little slow to move to the newer styles, you know, with the big monolithic rails and the full rails on top, and where you put your own sights on there wherever you want and all that kind of thing. I was a little slow to accept that, but I have learned how practical it is and how nice that is to be able to stick your own sights on there just anywhere you want. It is pretty nice. But I have also a special place in my heart for these old school ARs. They're pretty cool. They really are. So anyway, I talked enough about that in the other video. So I'm not going to, probably won't shoot all this stuff, but I'll shoot some of it. You know what, that's some 5.56 right there. It's a little warmer, and not that it makes that much difference, but I thought I would put that on the watermelon. We've shot them with both. I don't think there's really any difference. And I don't know when you're seeing this, because I don't keep up with all of you. I keep up with most of you, but I can't keep up with all of you. So I don't know when you're seeing this, but when we're doing it, when we're actually recording this, that is the first watermelon really of the spring season for us. Okay, so I just wanted to mention that. It's a really special moment. Okay, it makes me a little misty-eyed, in fact. Especially when the juice comes back into my eyes, then I get really misty-eyed. Oh boy, there's a little cinder block down there. Well, I can't see that. Yeah. And there's one on the other hillside on the barrel. Yeah, that's good. I just want to see a little cinder dust. We'll save some him for another day. How's that? And let's get this guy. Wow. Took care of that 2 liter. Let's get back over there at those plates. On the left. I like having 4 of them. That's kind of nice. Let's put another one in the cinder block over there. Whoa, I can't see the sight. Oh, I chewed him up a little bit. Let's work on this burn barrel a little bit here. I just wanted to warm up the rifle. Oh, pretty nice, pretty nice. Oh, burning off the ballast stall. We'll shoot a little bit more. That's kind of the problem with the AR-15. It's so easy to use all your ammo if you want to, or get the firearm too hot, or shoot too much. Nah, these are fun. We'll let's see. I know we'll get the old. We'll shoot a little bit out of this magazine. Now, you won't tell anybody, will you? This is a 40-round magazine. Okay, perfectly legal in the free states, and most states are free states, thankfully. Yeah, we never do anything illegal. It's not worth it. And as I've talked about before, if I might editorialize a little bit, you don't ever want to if you're going to be into firearms, the hobby, and whatever level, whatever you're doing, you don't ever want to get into illegal stuff. I mean, I can think through my lifetime where individuals have made a comment about maybe even owning a Class 3 firearm with no paperwork or something. You know, how stupid is that? You know, you're risking, if nothing else, no matter what you think about the Second Amendment and how silly the Hughes Amendment is, all that sort of thing, you're risking 10 years in prison, $10,000 fine, all that sort of thing. Never being able to own firearms again and all that sort of thing. So just for you young people, you know, regardless of how upset maybe it makes you that some things are kind of out of your reach or out of our reach without a lot of paperwork and a lot of money. It's just stay legal is my advice. Stay legal. There's so many cool firearms. Support the gun rights movement. You know, maybe we can eventually do something about it, and at least not lose any more ground. But there's just so many firearms that are so much fun. I must have thrown some mud up there, John, back at us. That you know, it's not necessarily a risk going to jail. Okay, you couldn't enjoy something if it was illegal anyway. So that's my little preaching on the matter. This is perfectly legal. That's how I got off on that 40 round. It could be a 100 round magazine, right? So should I let it cool down? It's probably fine. There is the possibility with rounds this fast in a rifle like this, and I think that happened to a lot of these in Vietnam, where they were, you know, machine gunning them so much that they just burned the rifling out. The barrel gets really, really hot. You just keep firing it and keep firing it. It does have a bearing on how long the barrel lasts and the rifling lasts. Some of y'all who shoot ARs more than I do, and it's your primary, you know, firearm, you could speak to that with more authority, more you know, factually. But I'm pretty sure that, let's say you take a new one, and if you fire whatever the barrel's worth in terms of number of rounds, maybe it's, I don't know, what is it, 10,000, 15,000, whatever. But if you let it cool off and shoot some, let it cool off and shoot some, I think it's going to last a lot longer, rather than if you just ran, you know, 25 or 50 40 round magazines through it, you know, as quickly as you could. It's going to be really hard on that barrel, because it's going to be really hot, and the metal gets softer when it gets hot. Does that make sense? It expands, and you're still pushing rounds through it. So just something to think about with a really fast rifle like this. Fast rounds. So some of you know more about that than I do. So introduce some facts. How's that? Clicked in. I don't know what I'm going to shoot 40 rounds on. I might have to save some for John. There's a piece of watermelon on the ground. Yeah. And there's a spray can right there. Yeah. Oh, there's a 12 ouncer. Okay. Oh, there's another 12 ouncer. All right. And here's a target of paper right here. Slap some rounds on. And there's some red plates over there. Oh, you know what? There's a jug down there. I forgot about him. I'm going to shoot him through the swinging plates, because I can see him from right here. All right, empty. Almost forgot about him. Fun. All right, Cinder Block, I guess since I have more ammo, I'm going to work on you some more. Sorry, I had to take you on down. Let's put a couple more in this barrel. And that's enough. I'll save a couple rounds for John. He loves, if you didn't know this, John loves to shoot too. Okay, so we're clear. We're empty, and I'm sure that barrel is pretty warm, and I know y'all enjoy it when I touch it when it's hot, but I'm not going to do that today, okay, because it is very warm, I'm sure. So the old Windham weaponry has not failed to do what it's supposed to do, and apparently a really solid, you know, AR-15 maker. Okay, they have lots of different choices. This is one, as I mentioned in the first video. I just purchased it. I just bought this. Ordered it from Buds as one of my own, and appreciate them sending us so many firearms. If I didn't say that already, because they, you know, I could have just ordered it as a, you know, as a borrowed firearm, like most of the firearms we get from them. Then we send them back for the e-gunner auctions. Again, I don't mention that often enough. That's all their e-gunners, their thing, but they put them on the e-gunner auction and sell them used. And I write up a certificate. authenticating the serial number and everything. I'll write a little note sometimes, some little insulting note for whoever buys it. And they sell that whole pack. The target goes in the box. Not this one, because that's, you know, with the e-gunner ones in though. And then 10% of whatever they get for it comes back to Tennessee to the Second Harvest Food Bank. So I haven't mentioned that lately, perhaps, and that works out well. But this one I just bought from, just ordered it because I decided I wanted one, and you know, the person never has enough AR-15s. So again, the first video explains everything about the firearm, the company, the Dissipator, and you know, I don't have a whole lot to add to that, I guess. I just wanted to get it out and shoot it again, and I hadn't shot it. I think I haven't even fired it maybe in a year or two. Time flies when you're having fun. Just so many firearms, so little time. But I was going to get it back out, and as always, I know some of you would be terribly upset if I didn't invite you in. In fact, some of you reminded me that we hadn't had it out in a while, and that's what made me put it on the list. Doesn't take much to twist my arm, does it, to get out a firearm that I enjoy and shoot it. So, good old AR-15 and the Dissipator format is pretty neat. It really is. Appreciate y'all supporting us and the people that do support us, okay, including you all. And we appreciate everybody. The Gun Club members over on Patreon, you know, Bud's Gun Shop, you know, Vaultec, just everybody that helps us out. The NRA, the Federal Ammo, Bud's, you know, we just get more help than we deserve. And we can't thank everybody enough. So glad you could come out on this beautiful spring evening and shoot with me a little bit. I could just feel you looking over my shoulder. Life is good.
Hey, how you guys doing? Just here practicing a little guitar, as you can tell. I need to get better. Just on the range hanging out. But I wanted to let you guys know while I'm here, since you guys just stumbled in on my practice session, about our friends over at SDI. You can check them out at sdi.edu. That's the Sonoran Desert Institute. They're a fully accredited online distance learning program where you can be certified in gunsmithing, or you can get an associate's degree in firearms technology. That's sdi.edu. Also, don't forget about our friends over at vaultecsafe.com. You've seen their safes, the Vaultec on our shooting table. So don't forget to check them out if you get a chance. And also all of our other social media entities. We are on Patreon now, so you can find us on Patreon. There'll be links in the description. Just Hickok45 on Patreon. We are on Facebook, of course, Hickok45 on Facebook. You can also find Hickok45 on Instagram, the real Hickok45 at Instagram, Hickok45 on Twitter, full30.com, and then I have some social media stuff, John_Hickok45 on Instagram, John Hickok on Facebook, and there's also a Hickok45 and Son Facebook, and the Hickok45 and Son YouTube channel, of course. And I guess that's all I can think of for now. I believe that's all of our different social media things. So I guess I'll get back to my practice. As you can tell, I need to get a lot better, but I think I'm improving just a little bit. I don't know, we'll see.